What's up, YouTube? It is Kylie Martin here. Welcome back to the Supercross BMX YouTube channel. And in today's video, we're going to be going over how to read a moto sheet. So let's go ahead and start looking at it. First and foremost, a big thing here, especially at nationals and bigger races, is they are going to be digital a lot of the time. But just because they're digital doesn't mean that you're not going to be able to still read it similar. And because it's on paper, it'll be easier to explain right now for the sake of this video. So moving over here, first and foremost, you're going to want to look for your class, which is going to be at the top right here. And it'll say class next to it. And right underneath it, you'll have your qualifiers. So with this, because of how the rule change is, depending on the level of the race, for the local level, I know we were just recently out at Bellflower BMX, and it was more of a total points race, even though there were 7 riders. But sometimes each track can change and they can decide to do the transfer system again, which some of you guys, if you've been in it for a long time now, may be more used to. For example, in this one, it'll be 2 and 2 races the main. So looking at this, we'll see that we have 5 riders. That means that you're going to drop one of them and you're going to move on to your top 4. With that, as you go ahead and see what your class is, you're going to look for where your name is and your plate number. Online, it's going to be a little bit of a different layout because the plate number is going to be further in. But nonetheless, you're still going to want to pay attention to your plate number and seeing if there's any letter next to it or if anyone has the same number as you. With that, in the event that you do have a number for me, or a letter next to your number, which for me, I was notorious for. If you look back at a lot of photos, there's constantly a letter next to my name. It's horrible. It's whatever. You deal with it. Sometimes you just learn to look at it as good luck. But anyways, when you have a letter next to your name, you're going to want to go up to the sign-up booth if it is a local or a state. If it's a national, they will usually have it upon you getting to staging. But you want to pay attention to if you have a letter, because if so, then it's going to score you differently if you don't run it, because generally they will only give the letter to one person, or each person will have a different letter. So like I said, that's something very important to kind of take into consideration here. Another thing to look at if you want to be peculiar about things is looking at right where your serial number is, where the teams are as well. That's what all of this is going to be. The city that you're from, what your number would be, and then what your class is going to be. Sometimes they're going to age them differently. So you can see that a 49-year-old expert could also be racing a 47-year-old expert. With that, sometimes they'll combine the girls with the boys. So that's something also to kind of take into account as you're looking at something if you don't recognize certain names that are on the sheet. Other important thing to look at would be what your gates are here. So each gate, you're going to see it goes up by 4. So if your gate is 8, then you're going to go up by 4. It's going to just recycle through because 8 is the last number. So if you have 6, then you're going to go to 2. Those are going to be paired together. Also, they're going to put the main gates up at the top sometimes, which that's what those are going to mean. Sometimes, depending on how the track is, they're going to stagger it to where the first main gate listed is going to go to the first rider. Other times, it's going to be going off of who qualified. Each one does it different. It kind of just changes depending on how the track wants to operate it in that aspect. Last but not least here, your moto number. Obviously, you're going to want to look at that. Depending on what the last number is, here is what stage number that you're going to go into. So upon getting up to staging, you're going to have different lanes. So with that, if you say that your district number is 80, or not district number, if your moto number is 83, then you're going to go into stage number 3. So you're just going to look for that chute number, and it doesn't matter if you're 73 to 83, whatever the case may be. If you like to get there early, just make sure to ask the person in front of you what it is. Sometimes even, I don't know, I used to do this when I was little, I would look at how many riders were in before, and I would count to make sure, okay, everyone from 73 is here, and now I can go in since I'm 83. But like I said, it doesn't hurt to just ask. People are generally pretty nice, especially if they're the last one in the chute, because not to sound cool or anything, but that's how I was. I was always the last one in the chute, so I could always kind of tell the little kids, hey, yeah, you're good to go behind me. Chilling, not a big deal. But that is pretty much everything you're going to need to know with how to read a moto sheet and how to stage yourself at races. It doesn't matter if it's a local, a state, a Gold Cup, a national, whatever the case may be. The only thing that may differ a little bit is the fact that they will be digital versus on paper. But nonetheless, you are reading it all the same. Thank you guys all so much for tuning in today. We can't wait to see you guys in the next video. Make sure to leave any comments. Share it to your friends if they don't know how to read a moto board, and we will see you guys in the next video.
I know what I like, baby, I like you. Miss American Pie with the